An overhand, just got knocked off his feet. Didn't get knocked down, though. All right, back to the action. Doesn't look good, though. He's very floppy. Oh, and again, Marco gave him the exact same shot back. Hey, we are back, and we're going to be watching some old school Japanese kickboxing, the homeland, right, where this all started, more or less, kind of, sort of. Weird history of kickboxing that's pretty interesting. Satoshi Kobayashi versus Marco Castaguda. Okay, we got a Japanese guy versus an Italian guy, and this is, 2000. Let's check it out. Right from the top. All Japan Kickboxing. Okay, Pro Satoshi. Is his name? Yeah, Satoshi. Crowd. I love the mat, the way they split it like that with the blue and the red. This is going to be good. I love the way the Italian's moving already. He's bouncing on his toes. He's going to make the Japanese guy chase him. Satoshi. Interesting way to feint. Trip. 100%. What was that? Like, I'm sorry, we gotta... I almost want to watch this whole thing in slow motion already. Smart, waiting for that round kick to come into the body, throwing in an overhand. Just got knocked off his feet. Didn't get knocked down, though. All right, back to the action. Doesn't look good, though. He's very floppy. Oh, and again, Marco gave him the exact same shot back. Looked like he threw an elbow there. I thought this might be Muay Thai, but I'm pretty sure it's just kickboxing. I don't know the rules of just straight Japanese kickboxing. I know about the American side, where they weren't allowed to kick legs, and they had to throw a certain amount of kicks to the body. This is already very chaotic. Satoshi got a pretty odd style. He's very loose with his hands. Usually Japanese kickboxers have very, very tight boxing. Great hands. But both guys are pretty chaotic and a little spazzy. Like Marco's hands are all over the place, bouncing around. All right. He's throwing long, though. He uses a lot of range for every one of his strikes. Whipping his arms. I feel like he's going to gas out. He's going to gas out. Satoshi's going to take over. That's my guess. Satoshi's just trying to figure it out because he keeps getting clipped off of everything that's happening here. Oh, yeah, elbows are allowed. Okay, maybe it's a Muay Thai fight. Hey. He's got a good hairdo. Both of them do. Quality hairdos. So much has happened, I didn't even realize that they're Southpaw and Orthodox. Also don't like that they're both wearing black and red. Oh, good. Let's watch that again. Yeah, like, what is that hand position? Okay, he used it to shift back into his stance at least. All right, and again, intercepting on the kick, but a very... Oh, when did that foot placement happen? Let's watch that again. All right, a little chaotic. His foot's on the inside. He maneuvers it to the outside. Oh, you know what? That was clean. Just as Satoshi's about to throw his kick, Marco stepped to the outside of his foot, kind of stuffing the kick, not giving it the opportunity to turn all the way through, giving it just not as much of a natural motion to turn into him. All right, and blasted him. That's a knockdown. Yeah, Satoshi just looks slow compared to Marco. Marco's too chaotic, though. He's got to rein it in a little bit, I think. Just have a bit more consistency to his hand position and not swing himself into every single strike. He's still making it work, so can't take it away from him. Oh. He's just all over the map with his boxing. Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Who needs commentary? Okay, we're back. Round 2. Yeah, it wasn't that much there that I'm thinking like, wow, we got to slow that down and check it out. I stay on top of this, though. Yeah, using a little bit more feinting. I think they told him to calm down. Start reading a little bit more, waiting. Because he keeps catching Satoshi on his strikes, right? He's doing okay setting up some of the stuff, but he's just not landing the cleaner shots when he steps in first. But every time he waits for Satoshi to throw, he lands what he wants to land. All right. Yeah, he keeps doing that exact same sort of setup where he does like some odd hand feints. All right, steps past, did it again, right to the outside of his lead foot. Such a common tactic for southpaw orthodox mirrored stances in a fight, right? If you get that outside foot position, it's going to be really, really hard for Satoshi to land what he wants to land, all right? Lands that left hook as his back foot sort of floating in so he can shift into a couple more punches. And Satoshi turns him around. Right on top of the ref. Come on, boys. Stop messing around. All that Mexican ground karate. I don't know. Satoshi got to figure something out. What the hell are these guys doing? Sorry, this is the most ground fighting that I think I've seen. He did that on purpose. Like, just look at the way he goes down. Like, he almost intentionally falls into his own leg to headlock him to the mat. It's the most ground fighting I've ever seen in a Muay Thai match. Nice. Ooh, it's a good thud. Nice. Satoshi just keeps taking those shots, though. He seems like completely unfazed. I'd like to see Marco go to the body. Such a classic thing to say. Cliche. Gotta attack the body. Will pay off, though. All right. You hit him so many times to the... Oh, good elbow. He's going to, like, double leg him. Satoshi. Satoshi. Oh, Marco's slowing down. You can see it. You can see it. All right, he's getting even wilder, if that was possible. Nice. It's so hard to have like an intelligent strategy when someone's just so keen to just step in and brawl with you every single time. All right. And that's like Marco's strategy. He just lands a couple shots, then crashes into him and clinches up. It's frustrating and it's hard to deal with, but if you can catch him on the way in, maybe time an uppercut or a knee, because he's leaning his head in forwards anyways, he might have a good chance. But easier said than done when a guy's just whipping with reckless abandon. Come on. Yeah. I hope Satoshi gets a little bit of space just so we can start getting off some techniques and showing off what he can do. He's been on the back foot the entire time here. He's got to slow down eventually. Marco can't keep this up. And I feel like Satoshi is still kind of moving at the same pace that he started with. Very weird with the hands, though. Both guys. Oh, nice. Good footwork. That was good. Let's watch that back. Gets knocked into the corner. Even slow it down. Gets knocked into the corner. Whoop. Ducks under that to the outside. And I love that type of shit where you're just to the outside of your opponent's arms, right? You get so much control with your head, your neck, your shoulders, your whatever, just on the outside of that arm, right? You can really direct them where you want them to go. Mind you, they just fell to the mat afterwards, but still, I like that he used that moment to turn him back into the fence, into the ropes. Yeah, he's starting to get off a little bit more. He's down 2 rounds. He's got to pick it up. It's a good try with that elbow. Another good way to maybe counter that crash just as he steps in. Fill that space with an elbow. Be nice, that clean, straight elbow down the middle. Be perfect. What the hell's up with these guys? No, I got to do some research into Japanese kickboxing. This is called All Japan Kickboxing, but it's almost 100% Muay Thai. Oh, finally, something more dynamic than just falling in forwards. Let's see that. That was beautiful. All right. Steps through, sees Satoshi's creating some space. Must have been a read that he was already making. He knows that Satoshi's pulling away from the low kicks, right? So he misses. He's keeping an eye the entire time. Smart, right? Turns his head around, already sees him. That's how you know that's good technique. If the head's leading the way on a spinning technique, right, you're more likely to land it than not, right? You have a good idea of where your opponent is, and you can modify the trajectory of that kick just a little bit to make sure it lands where you want it to. And it was almost like an axe kick. It sort of fell down on top of him. Then again, he just crashes directly into him. He had a good opportunity and just decided to fly straight into him after that. Nice. So this guy is, like Marco has undoubtedly good technique, but his temperament and his mindset in fighting is like just go, go, go. I got to be right on top of this guy, land every shot that I throw. But he knows what he's doing. So if his coaches or even himself, you know, kind of looked at his style of like, you know, maybe a second look at his style. Yeah, there it is again. Kind of get him to rein it all in. Just stay a little bit more technical and smart. He's already slowing down. Oh my God, these guys. Look at this, as he's falling down, and he like intentionally locked up around his legs. What the hell are they doing? It was so intentional to pull him to the mat. It's so funny. It's like, why? Just so they're both down, looks better to both the judges, or I don't know. There's probably something to it. Yeah, exact same movement there, getting to the outside of the hand, and took a second to kind of, you know, see where he wanted to go with it. He's watching his opponent and just missed with that elbow. That could have been a great shot, though. And he's trying it again there. Well, Marco was keen to it that time. Yeah, that's a boxing technique for the most part. You usually don't want to do too much slipping and crashing unless you're doing MMA or boxing, where you're either just going for a takedown, or if it's boxing, you don't need to worry about the legs flying up into your face. That song. That should be our intro song for the channel. What the fuck? Am I retarded, or is this just Like, this is what they do? Why the hell did he just head and arm throw? What does that have to do with Muay Thai? Or kickboxing, for that matter? Somebody, if you know, like, leave a comment about why they're fighting like this and constantly trying to take each other down for some reason. But they only have 1 second to do it before the ref breaks it up. They make it seem like they're not supposed to be doing that because the ref breaks them up right away. But they're both trying to take each other down. So far, been a pretty rough fight for Satoshi. Yeah, again, eh? That wasn't a fluke when I called it out originally. Right, he's ducking underneath, gets his head just to the outside so he can turn him and land that elbow. 1, 2, and that's what he's been looking for. This is where he wants to be. That was beautiful technique, though. Let's watch that again one more time. Ducks, outside, looking at his opponent, lands the elbow, reloads, lands the elbow, boom, one more, just misses, frame, cross, short knee, a little bit of space so he can reset himself. And then, of course, Marco crashes again with reckless abandon. I just so appreciate when a fighter can keep space. Yeah, 100%. Okay, all the other ones just look like a mistake. All right, other than this round, he had the head and arm throw. And now, like an outside trip. All right. But was that a warning? Okay, the ref gave him a warning there, so it must not be allowed. Oh, front kick. Marco's still got a little bit of pop. I thought he'd be more tired by now. Hey. Oh. Yeah, he's just trying to keep the pressure on. I believe it's a 5-round fight. So he's won the first 3. He just clinches up with him. Doesn't give him enough space. Hopefully he doesn't get KO'd. Lose. Oh, short elbow. This is grueling, though. Come on. Jeez. Just a mess. Nice. Good knee. Get another one. That's what I love to do when I'm clinched up with somebody or somebody's got a full clinch on my head. I don't wait. I just start filling the body as quick as I can and just hopefully not get hit with the knee. Marison. Oh, again. I love that technique. Just to turn him around. Someone commented on my TikTok, that's not fucking real. Nobody can do that. You know how risky that is? You're going to get clipped and knocked out. Like, it happens all the time. Guys do it. You just got to know how. Whoa! Body hook. Oh, he's hurt. Wow. Let's pop that back. All right, sorry, I was talking too much. Let's even slow it down. Well, let's watch it in real time again. Left knee. Not too much to see there. Just slow it down. Check it out. Good for you, Satoshi. All right. Crashes, clinching up. Marco's trying to control the insides of the biceps. Oh, it barely looks like it lands. Yeah, it was just the angle. Even kind of knocked his feet off the mat a little bit. So bounced him up. Yeah, you really picked him up with that knee. Continued to control the head afterwards. That would have definitely been game over if he landed that one. Yeah, nice. Okay. That's the fight game. I would say he was losing most, if not all of that fight, and managed to make it back. Clipped him. Go Satoshi. I know he's a crowd favorite. That's where he got his name from. You know, he's pretty famous in the maybe mid kickboxing days. Damn. Yeah, it was almost right at the end of the round there. Good for him. Good body knee KO. He had to fight for it. That shit was not easy. And he got taken down like 4 or 5 times for some reason. Weird. Weird fight, but fun fight. Also sort of a like anticlimactic finish. There's just like so much chaotic striking, and there's just like one perfectly placed knee. Very intentional. Like he was thinking about it. He wanted it. Was not random. Set it up. Controlled them. Landed it. Oh, that's my analytics, guys. Oh, shit. All right, let's pop back. All right, well, I guess that's the episode. Satoshi Kobayashi versus Marco Costaguda. Great fight, fun fight. If you like watching these fights too, you know, kind of going back in time with me and checking them out, rewatching them with a bit of a finer look and some slow motion, then subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment if you want me to watch some other fighters, maybe find some other stuff from these guys if you're big fans of them. You know, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on it. But yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me, Rideout Connor Rideout MMA. Anywhere you want. I'm pretty much on all the platforms. Anyways, we'll catch you next time. See ya.